morning, everyone. A beautiful morning it is here at Belmont Park. Anthony Stabile, Andy Serling, talking horses, 11 races, and not a lot of time. Head over to Naira Bets. If you're not a member of Naira Bets, no better time in the present. Use the promo code MATCH200. We will match with $200 of your initial deposit. Become a member of Naira Bets. Keep the money in the game. Also, we have a 100 bonus, I believe, with Parks. A lot of New York horses running at Parks today. A lot of horses stabled in New York running at Parks today, actually, the Naira tracks. Earn a $20 bonus. You bet $100 each on the Belmont Park and Parks races. Win or lose, you get a $20 bonus. Opt in. Don't ever forget to opt in. And finally, America's Day at the Races, 12:30 to 6:30 today, all on FS2. Whole gang is here covering the races from Parks, Churchill, and of course Belmont Park. Race number 1, Anthony, and I'm looking forward to seeing who I like in race number 1. We'll give it a second here. Maybe they'll get it up. Oh, we got him. Okay, race number 1, scratch the number 5. You have gone to a firster for Todd Pletcher.
I went to the 2 firsters in the air. I had a big push on Nostalgic. There was a lot of word on Nostalgic who comes out today. Looking forward to seeing her.
Well, they probably heard you had a tip, and after the way your tips ran last week.
I didn't like any of the horses that had run before. I defaulted to Nest. It's probably a stupid move because these Todd Pletcher and Ortiz Jr. horses are going to take money. Solid enough work tab. Like I said, the runners hadn't impressed me. I wanted to try the firsters in here.
Okay, we disagree as we frequently do. This horse is a full Nest to Idle, actually, who I find the older horse, the classic division, so wanting that I still have him listed in one of my top 10 as I try to find 10 horses for the race, even though I don't think there's any chance that he's actually running in that race. Todd Pletcher, for what it's worth, is 1 for 22 over the last 5 years with 2-year-old first-time starters in dirt routes. At Naira, he's 0 for 15 with only 5 hitting the board. Not something he's done well. There are 2 Chad Brown horses coming out of the first race on August 22nd, also won by Todd Pletcher's Goddess of Fire, who's a half to Mind Control, I believe. I took the one that actually finished 4th in that race. That horse apparently has been working favorably as these 2 work together. So I took that one, bigger price of the 2, and I'll take the 2 Chad Brown runners that have experience over one that sprinted that did no running and a restricted maiden, a turf race going long, and a trainer who wins a lot of races, but not with firsters going long, but obviously maybe has found the right field. Race number 2, one of 2 races off the turf. You and I have flip-flopped our top picks. We'll start with Striking Speed, the 1A, who I have on top, and I don't disagree. These 2 horses seem like the right 2 by a great deal here. Striking Speed, something went wrong. I don't know about the horse being crowded so much last time out. It's like something just went wrong last time.
He didn't look comfortable, right?
Yeah, something went wrong. This is the race actually at Aqueduct back on November 7th. Quite an easy winner that day. The track was actually fair, didn't take advantage of any kind of bias. Ran very well the next time behind Our Last Buck and We'll Sing for Wine, who won here the other day.
Yeah, real horses.
I mean, I hear you. That effort, Bo Liam dropping in for 35. The sirens are going off. This is the one of the 2 that can win. We flip-flopped them.
Yeah, it was just a flip-flop here, and I guess my first Grammy.
We'll show his race in a minute.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard for me to try to get past these 2 horses.
I don't disagree.
Right.
My first Grammy will go to the replay of his race back on June 19th. And that effort would make him tough in here, especially if the 1A is not really a semblance. The 1A, I know you understand. The 1A is the horse that he once was. He's going to win this race fairly comfortably. If the 1A is the horse he once was, he's going to win
a race by a 16th of a mile.
Well,
yeah, no question
about it. A few lengths. But regardless, I will say one thing about my first Grammy. His horse on a dead rail last time at Monmouth. Ran in a killer field 2 races back, so I think his bad recent form might be a little bit overrated.
Right, well, I didn't know about the inside at Monmouth, but certainly the race 2 back, he's running against killers compared to what he's facing today, and that's what led me to the race 2 back, and his form overall. Just I said, he's facing better. He's back where he belongs. It's 8s and 1s.
No, I'm not going to argue with that. We both have the 11 third here, FF Rocket, second off a claim for Rob Atras, but hard to get overly excited about him.
He didn't do much running last time, did he? I don't think he did.
I'm not sure why Rob didn't want to go back on the turf with him.
Me either. Main track only to boot. I mean, it was really weird move.
Actually, I thought he belonged in this race on the turf. It was kind of
strange.
I mean, it's odd. Why not enter him for the turf and then go? I thought that was very strange. It's not like Rob has a barn full of turf horses. Why not run him on the turf? Race number 3. I guess with race number 3, the horse to beat is Notorious Flirt. I don't know. Linda has reasonable numbers, layoff type numbers with dirt sprinters. He's just not a winning type, and I find the figure for his last race to sort of stick out like a sore thumb, but maybe his other races are good enough to win anyway.
That's what I thought. I thought even if the fig last time was a little high, the other races can win here. And I thought there'd be some pace, right? Looking for Trouble is going to be going from the rail. I would imagine On Our Way Boys, the number 6, is going to show some speed.
I thought the one looking for trouble would be the controlling speed in this race, and that's why I picked him.
Okay.
I thought Manny had to go from the inside. You know, you look at his last race, muddy track race. That was a race that completely and totally fell apart. The pace incinerated in there. I'm not sure how good he is, but, you know, you look at his races, 2 turf race before that. He ran a 74 buyer behind the talented Perfect Munnings back in January at Belmont. Why can't that 74 buyer become an 81 buyer here? Honestly, he could take some pressure, and if he does, he may not get it done. But I just wanted somebody else. I mean, I don't disagree with the quick return. The horse you have second is a bit dangerous off the claim.
I thought about putting him on top off the Gutierrez claim, and you know, if Looking for Trouble does get a little pressure, he figures to be in close enough proximity to maybe take advantage of that.
Problem is, Fausto Gutierrez is just 1 for 10 off the claim in the dirt over the last 5 years. 82% ROI. It's actually probably a couple of years. I just not a trainer has done a lot of damage off the claim, but I agree. The horse has races that can win. I didn't put him in there, but I can understand your thinking with him. I think 7 Lilies has to be considered a little bit dangerous. 60 to 180 days off the claim in the dirt. Rob Aptus is 5 for 16. It's a small sample size, but he has won with these kind of claims and layoffs. Is he going to get enough pace? See, I think if you think the pace gets hot, then he's the right horse.
Yeah, you know, I feel like after that big fig in January, he's just become a little unreliable.
He's completely unreliable.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking the claim, the layoff, maybe he comes back and runs for Rob.
Yeah.
That's all I'm thinking. I couldn't agree more with you. I think unreliable is being kind, frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a nice way of putting his form sort of tailed off. No, I completely agree with
he
that.
He got a great setup the day he won.
He did. No, he did. You're 100% right about all of that. I just was wondering if maybe the claim and layoff get him a little bit more on track. Race number 4, well, you know, there's sort of nothing to say about this race from a handicapping standpoint, but what there is to say about this race, and you mentioned in the changes, it begins a mandatory payout pick 5. It's part of the early pick 5. We'll take a look at Life is Good finishing second in the Alan Jerkins. I'm not going to say he lost the Alan Jerkins because I think he sort of, what is it, you win the battle, lose the war?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I don't think we saw a better performance up in Saratoga. No knock on Jackie's Warrior. In fact, it's in respect to Jackie's Warrior, who is probably the best sprinter in the country and one of the best horses in the country, period, that Life is Good was able to do what he did this day. I mean, if you look and you compare paces, which many players do, this was the 3rd straight Grade 1 at 7 furlongs. The other 2 paces, they went a second and 2/3 slower to the first half mile. And these were Grade 1s, Yaupon winning one of them over Frenzy Fire and Gamid winning the other one. This horse was absolutely flying up front. And
older horses against 3-year-olds,
yeah, I mean,
by the way.
this was
over
this
3-year-olds,
Life
I
is
should say.
Good. And it's not like that race came out of nowhere. I mean, this is a horse that would have been an overwhelming favorite in the Derby. If he handled the 1.25 miles, he would have won the Derby. He would have probably won he would have won the Preakness. And if he could get a 1.5 miles, he would have been the Triple Crown winner. That's how good he is compared to what we. Now, in fairness, the Belmont Stakes we saw here, he would have had to handle the 1.5 miles because we saw a very special Belmont Stakes.
We did.
Having said that, this is a very, very good horse. So we're bettors, but we also love the game. And from somebody who loves the game, I can't speak for you, but I love seeing horses like Life is Good
Well, of
run.
course, you can't wait to see a horse like this run today. Yeah, I mean, he's, you know, it's hard to really get excited about betting the race, but he's the marquee today, right? I mean, he's the marquee.
I'm going to tell you, he's one. I know Jackie's Warrior is not running the Vosburg. He's running down in the important Gowan Bob, an important race on the way to a Eclipse Award. And you know, and there's obviously good horses. Hot Rod Charlie, who I'm a huge fan of, who I think still has a chance to be Horse of the Year. But I don't think there's a better horse in this running in this country today than Life is Good. I really don't.
That's a bold statement.
I'm a gigantic fan. I'm going to bet a 2-5 cold. I think the chance it benefited from the pace holding together last time, the slow pace, and Doubly Blessed was against it. He's got plenty of figs that make him fast enough to be second, and I figured that exacta would be a lot better. So I'm betting a 2-5 cold.
Okay.
That's my play.
I think you're just sucking up the mini golf partner, but that's me.
No, I already yelled at him in a text. He texted me, and I didn't really yell at him, but it's some nonsense to me. He's such a sheet guy. He loves the sheets. Yeah. Race number 5.
He's an assassin on a mini golf course, I can tell you that.
No, you found out the hard way. Race number 5 stays on the turf. You and I agreed in this race. You know, I kind of wanted to pick against Miss J. McKay. We'll go back to the Coronation Cup at Saratoga where she finished second. I think it's important to note that the chart call is very, in my opinion, a rare mistake in New York because the chart calling here is so good. In the Sands Point, she was hopelessly blocked down the stretch of that race. Yeah, I'm not saying she was winning, but she was completely and totally buried in traffic, and I imagine John Velasquez would agree with that. It wasn't his fault. He just got unlucky. It was one of those things. She ran very well in this race, probably ran the best race. The winner got an unbelievably good ride from Joel Rosario, splitting horses. She's good. Yeah, she's got to come off a layoff. It's a trainer change, Christoph. He doesn't have great numbers. Trainer switches, turf sprints. He's 1 for 15. He's 0 for 4 off layoffs. She's good, though. She's better than these horses.
And you want to know something? At the end of the day, she's just better than these horses.
She is.
Yes, she has to overcome that layoff. It's really, to me, the only question. And it does matter. Yeah, of course it matters. But if she does,
she's going to win.
She's going to win.
I agree with you.
She's just better than these horses.
Time Limit's in great form, though. I mean, she really is. We'll take a look at her race, last turf race. She's in such good form. She even ran a huge race on the dirt last time. I mean, you know.
And she's dangerous because she's won from on the lead and from just off the pace. So if
she doesn't need a lead.
If Gotta Go Mo goes on a mission from the outside,
maybe they'll ride her aggressively today. Yeah,
or maybe they'll ride her aggressively today. Who knows? She's dangerous. She's playing those pick fives. As much as I respect Miss J. McKay and think she's the best horse in the race, the way that the form Time Limit's in and the trip she's supposed to get in here, either on the lead or right off of it, I'm going to use her as well.
One thing I'll say about Gotta Go Mo, you got to go with this horse.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, it was not a good ride last time by Jose. And maybe he was riding to instructions. Maybe they told him not to go to the front. But she was controlling speed, and so they nursed her along. Don't nurse along controlling speed. Send him the lead. And, I think about that ride that Jorge Vargas gave to that Blame It on Mary the other day. I like Jorge Vargas. When he's on his speed horse, he goes. They may lose, but he goes.
Knows how to ride a speed horse, for sure.
I think in this situation, I'm not saying she could easily get in front of Time Limit, depending on how aggressive they are with Time Limit, but I think a more aggressive ride should give her a better chance to win this race.
I agree with you.
The pick 6 starts in race 6. Quick break, and Anthony and I will be back with the latter half of today's card.
No sport in the world brings the wins home like racing. It's one-of-a-kind, high-speed, high-stakes action, and Naira Bets takes you there. Place your bets and watch the races live from anywhere. With Naira Bets, make easy, secure deposits and promotions every day to earn reward points or cash. Download the Naira Bets app or visit nairabets.com.
Welcome back to Talking Horses. The Big A, Anthony Stabile. Andy Serling, race number 6. They scratched my pick in race number 6. I'm a tad bitter.
You were going to take a shot?
I'm a tad bitter anyway, but yeah, I was going to bet Ocean Reserve.
All right.
I was looking forward to betting Ocean's Reserve.
Well, then I'm truly sorry, Andy.
Thank you. It means a lot to me, Anthony.
I'm really sorry.
No. This means a lot. It really does.
I'm really sorry.
So we've gone to the outside 2 first-time stars. We found the Todd Pletcher and Chad Brown first-time stars.
We're geniuses. I mean,
couple of wizards.
Andy's actually not on America's Day at the race today. We're going to our Mensa meeting when the show's over.
Yeah, we found those 2 in the race.
Well, I mean,
John Terranova's got a $1,000 yearling.
$1,000 yearling.
Brad Cox has a horse with. I mean, I love Central Banker, but I guess to fairness to the Tappan to Bank, they paid a lot of money for this horse. I didn't look up the workout. Maybe this horse worked pretty well. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, Kuzmin?
I put the horse third.
Kuzmin got bet because that was the day that they were retiring Jerry Kuzmin's number, right? I saw him. That was the week I wasn't in when I was out. So I was watching the Mets game, and he was on an interview. He said, "What a nice guy."
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. Yeah, their interview was great. I mean,
I've met 169 Met, Ed Cranepool. He has the biggest hands you've ever seen in your entire life.
Really? Bigger than Hollywood's? Do you remember Hollywood's hands?
Yes.
Anyway, the 8. Go ahead with Overstep.
Yeah, listen, I went back to the Todd Pletcher well in here. I like the 2 gate works. Now, ordinarily, I'm not a fan of the gate work being the last work, but
did you see them? Were you witnessing
them? I just don't like that. It's a theory.
For a guy that talks about works in the show, why don't you look at workout reports?
No.
Why?
I don't look at
Why wouldn't you want to hear an expert opinion on workouts in the morning as opposed to talking about the gate works?
I don't look at workout reports.
Well, I don't understand. You talk about it on the show,
I
yet
don't
for some
look at
reason
workout
you're not
reports.
interested in
I
workout
want 8
reports.
to, I want the 2 outside. Like you said,
it's
this is kind of a-
incongruous like a lot of your handicapping
Thank you.
concepts. If you're talking about workouts, it's fine. Talk about the workout reports. The DRF, people I use them, they find them very valuable. So I don't really understand why you wouldn't look at them. That's a weird horse overstep. I understand they pay a lot for the end of mischiefs. I mean, this is a first fall from
getting
an
out of
unraced-
control almost, right?
What?
Some of those into mischief prices are getting out of control a little bit.
I think the yearling prices in general are out of control, especially the colts.
Yeah.
But that's a discussion for another time. It is an unraced dam, an unraced second dam, a first foal, $360,000. And Uncle, it just seems
Lot of
like
cash.
a lot of money.
Lot of
I
money.
mean, it's nothing to go on. Asymmetric on the outside. First of all, I like the name. I love the upstarts. I'm a big upstart fan. This horse actually is from a good family. There's 2 to 3 of them were okay. There were a bunch that weren't that good. The dam's actually Louisiana bred, but she ran like high 80 buyers. Al Stahl had her.
I remember the man.
I thought at least there was some production there and upstarts I'm a fan of, so I'll take this one on the outside for Klarvich. Klarvich, they've won so many owners' titles here, they have not won yet at the meet.
Wow.
I don't think they've run that many live horses, but they're 0 for the meet. It's early.
Okay.
Race number 7 at 1 1/8 on the turf. Obviously, in race number 7, the question is whether or not Flop Shot was ready to go. He's the horse to beat. I got a stat for Chad Brown that I thought was just astounding. At Naira tracks, he's 30% with 23 starters on year-plus layoffs and turf routes with a 230 ROI. For a trainer, his horses are habitually overbet.
The ROI is amazing. That's an
now,
amazing ROI.
All around, he's 15 for 53, 28%, $1.74 ROI. So even everywhere, he's covering the takeout. He's done particularly well at Naira. This horse has been working with domestic spending. I find it hard to believe that Chad Brown is working some bad horse in his barn with domestic spending.
He just doesn't do that.
So
That's not his MO.
He's the horse to beat. I didn't want to pick him on top. I have an eye with. I think with Opry, we'll take a look at Opry's race last time out at Saratoga, like 1.5 miles. I know it's a bit shorter, but there isn't a lot of pace in here. Go to the front with him. It just seems like he's really turning his career around when he's going to the front. And let me tell you something about Opry. He was always cut out to be okay. I mean, this horse ran very well to win the with anticipation with a trip after blowing the brake. And he's run some fast figures in the past. It just seems like he's become more competitive. They've been more aggressive. I mean, this was a 1.5 mile race. Before that, he lost to Rock Emperor, who runs in grade 1s. I just think this horse has been in good form, and I think being a little more aggressive with him has turned it around.
Yeah, I'm using him. I'm using Flop Shot, and I'm going to use a little bit of a Price and Journeyman riding the Tom Morley wave. This horse has also faced.
Like his claims for Mike Maker.
Well, he's in the Rock Emperor. He's behind Opry and Hard Love, and the way Tom's horses
Yeah, he
are
got
running.
beat in a pole by him.
I understand that, but he's going to be a big price, and I don't. If I trusted Flop Shot off the 16 months, or I trusted Opry
You're
to
just
close
going to
the
guess
door,
the top.
I'm not going to guess.
I don't think that Tom Morley's horses
Hold
are
on.
outrunning their PPs.
No, I don't either. But
I mean, I think they're just
don't-
running well. I mean,
I don't either. But I don't think this horse also is going to be too far from a pace that does not figure to be too hot. I gotta imagine he's
So
right
what?
behind Opry.
Okay, we disagree. I don't get it. But I think you look at Tom's horses. That horse paid $19 on Thursday. That horse should have paid $9.
Right.
I don't understand how that. We said on the show that I said on the show that horse is the horse to beat.
Yes, you
I mean,
did.
honestly,
That's not the point. The point I'm trying to make is at the way the barn's going, the trip this horse I would imagine is going to get, and the price he's going to be because his form is a little dirty.
We'll agree to disagree.
I want to use this horse a little
I got
bit
you.
today.
We'll agree to disagree. What do you do with Shamrocket in here? Horse that we both have fourth. Because he is stake-faced, but the reality of him is he ran very well to win this race. This is his race that he won, actually, back in June, on a very, very important day in June. He beat much less than he's facing today, but he actually was an hour the best. But the problem with him is he runs a little bit to his competition. I mean, but you have to admit, he has been facing some better horses.
Is this the horse I bet 20 to win on you for your birthday, Shamrocket? Was this it?
This is the race where you actually said one of the dumbest things you've ever said.
What did I say?
You said that if Irad was riding, you blamed the horse of the Klarvich horse who ran third, running second because of the bad trip, when the horse might have gotten the best trip of any horse in America this year.
Hold on, let me try and remember.
One of the most
this now.
embarrassing texts you've ever sent me.
Oh, I was furious that day.
I
yes.
think the winning was a.
Isn't his
problem?
Isn't his biggest problem? Well, doesn't he want a little bit more ground?
No. I don't know. Does
I think he wants a little bit more ground.
Okay.
And I also think that
You
if
think a lot of those things. That,
yeah, I think he wants a little more ground.
I think his problem is that he's not a winning type, but he's running against better horses. I'm going to use winning factor. Maybe he found a mile a little short for him last time. Maybe he wants a little more ground.
Okay.
We'll see. But I think Opry and Flop Shot are the two in here, at least for me. Race number 8. Race number 8. It's a good thing this race stayed in the turf. Or Foxtail would have won the first walkover here since, was it Sharp Cat? Or is that in California? Or Spectacular Bid?
That should be 4, 8, 10, 5, guys, at 3 scratched.
4, 8, 10, 5 for Anthony. 7, 10, 5, 8 for me. Okay. So, you're going to get the worst horse in the race home today here. Please, have at it.
Well, I scratched into this horse.
Well, you scratched into her from a horse that might have actually finished behind her. You can't use scratching into this horse.
Such a
Why do you
sick
like
guy.
this horse? How's this horse going to win?
Why can't this horse win?
She's not good enough. I don't want to be the one to break it to you.
I
She's not even
I don't know
remotely
why-
good enough.
I don't know
She's
why you
probably the
feel
favorite
that
to be
way.
last. What race is she going to win this off of? Walking on the front end and a starter allowance and beating Ocean Air and Honor Op? Or having 4
her
horses?
last 2 races put her right there.
You know how many horses? No, they don't. Of
course they do.
4 horses got bad trips for her to beat a weaker field last time. Anthony, she is utterly impossible in here.
Okay.
She should be 20 to 1 in a 6-horse field.
Okay.
Okay, I tell you what. Let's bet some lunches. We're at 81.
Sure.
You beat me. You won one of them yesterday. There were 5 claims on Anthony's 11. Okay, let's see. I'll bet you Bramble Queen beats her for 1 lunch.
Okay.
Okay, 5 over 4. Okay, I'll bet you 2 that the 7 beats her. You don't have her in your top 4?
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay, that's a cinch. I'll bet you 2 that the 8 beats her.
No.
Okay. I'll bet you 1 that the 10 beats her.
1 that the 10 beats it. Nah, I would need a price on that.
You need a price on that. Okay. You picked her on top, though.
I know, but I would still need
I'll
a
bet you
price
1
on
that the 9 beats her.
I'll take that.
Okay, so we've got 3 bets in here. I mean, she's going to run last, so I can bet every one of them. It doesn't really matter. On to horses that can win this race.
Okay.
Let's look at In a Hurry and Clara Peters. So the question with the In the Hurry race was that pace legitimately fast? That's really the question. Because with a paceless race, I don't know. The pace might have gotten a little bit heavier than we expected it to. She's improved, though, for Shug. You have to give her that. I might have underrated her in here. I was hoping that Clara Peters might be a little bit better, cutting back to a mile around 1 turn. So that was why I put her over In a Hurry, but I think both these horses are very dangerous.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. I think the 1 turn. I think the 1 turn for Clara Peters is certainly going to help. She just didn't really do much running last time, and I know that was a long enough
you're not
layoff.
wrong. You're not wrong.
I know it was a long layoff and stuff.
You're
and
not wrong.
I do feel like I feel like these horses like her. I think she's going to get overbet again.
No,
You know, I
you're
don't.
probably right. No, I probably should have gone 7, 8, 5, 10, actually, here.
I think she's going to be
Probably
overbet
kinda
again.
blew
And
this, to be
I'm not
honest.
sold.
Yeah, no, I don't. You liked her last time, and I didn't like her at all. Or were you last time? No, you
No, I
didn't
wasn't
like her.
here. I
No,
wasn't there.
no, someone else. No, I wasn't in that day. Jonathan and Travis to the show. Travis hated her. Jonathan thought she had to win. I didn't like her either. Right, I remember this now. I didn't get her at all. And
Yeah.
but I will say one thing: Brad Cox bad off layoffs, so maybe she.
Maybe
was
she did the
stuck.
race, and like you said, she's cutting back to doing what she.
So Mr. Karras scratched out of the pebbles to run into a tough field of older horses. I don't think her last race at Monmouth is as good as it looks on paper, but she did well.
It sticks out like a sore thumb, right?
Well, maybe the little give in the ground helped her. She beat nobody, but she beat him quite easily. I don't trust her
Well,
either.
you know what? That's a good point because when she broke her maiden at Aqueduct, there was some give in the ground as well.
There you go. And there's certainly, I mean, I don't know what we've listed at, but
good.
there's got to be some give in it.
Listed as good.
What, we got about a foot of rain the other night?
About an inch and a half.
Nick said to me, I can't believe that all the races were up. I said, there was no chance we were running
Zero
3 on
chance.
each course. No, we got a ton. It was quick, the rain, but it was
Yeah, we talked
hard.
about. I was driving home. And the
I like Platinum Painter here. I just think she's better than these horses. And I'll tell you something else. I hope that Jose sends her the lead. She's fast in these. Now, she has run well rating. Last time out is when Chad Brown sent the other horse the lead that didn't win but helped set it up, and they just outran her. They went fast early, so she had no chance in the Boston Spa against those horses. But what is your knock on her? I mean, she's done nothing but run against better horses than these.
I feel like she's kind of tailed off a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
She was second last time to Miss Tehran, who's the second choice in the next race we're going to talk in the stake. Where is she tailed off?
I thought that was. I thought recently that was the only race I would want from her. I don't like 3 of her last 4 races.
She's not tailed off. But anyhow, regardless of that, she's fine. She lost to Princess Grace, who's one of the better older turf horses. She's not in that Monmouth race. Oh, she's not stabled here. That's right. Race number 9. Happy Bee is running in the stake tomorrow. So who?
I went to the
that's
6.
me.
Who?
Going to be a heavy favorite, right?
Who that? I mean, I would imagine now, right?
Yep.
It would have been the other way around. Yeah. Thought those horses had some legitimate trouble last time out.
What was it?
Off the turn. You don't think so?
No.
Oh.
No,
I
the
thought you
horse.
did.
The horse
thought
actually
he did.
was mildly. She wasn't, but he was mildly shut off at the start in the race. No, he's fine. He can obviously win this race. I didn't think he had any real trouble of any major consequence last time, but he's fine. I mean, I don't know. What are you going to do with the firsters? Well, you have Tom Morley second because every one of his horses is going to win.
Horse has 2 quick works, 2 and 3 back, and
Who's
then
the horse I have
nice
to?
little maintenance. I don't know.
Should look these things up. So there's a half to that. I wish I could read it. Shan something's lady. That's a Todd Pletcher horse. that won.
Shane's pretty lady.
No, Shan. I think it's an S. I think
Shane.
Shane.
That's what I said. Shane's pretty
I
lady.
thought you said. I thought you said
No,
James.
Shane.
Yes,
Yeah.
Shane's pretty lady. That horse for Todd Pletcher does have a good work showing. I like Brady's Legacy. We'll show you the first part of Brady's Legacy's nightmare trip on Travers Day, which was worth watching. It's number 6 horse. Doesn't break. I don't know what Jose Ortiz could have done once this horse got left, and I'm not blaming Jose in any way. This is a nightmare for him.
The answer's nothing.
Well, but this horse literally takes off on him, and it is reasonable to wonder what could have gone on in this race. And this is the horse in last, just being wide and strangled and throttled, and no horse isn't going to give up after this debacle, which obviously he does. Who knows what this horse could have done if he broke? But I think we see enough in the moves this horse wants to make and tries to make to suggest that somewhere in there, there's some talent. Who, that's me, is okay. I don't have any problem with him. He's just okay. I think either a good firster or a horse like this will beat him.
This
So I'm betting
is
that horse.
the importance, and I shouldn't be preaching this, but
'Cause you
this
didn't
is
watch that.
This is the importance of watching replays, and why I have gotten a little better with it.
A little better than.
So you see this, the horse that you like in here. This horse might be on the lead today if he breaks.
Okay.
And I think people would be
or not.
People,
He might or he might not.
No, what I'm trying to say is the way he to me, watching the race, the way he behaved after the start.
Well, we don't have it in your top 4.
I don't
You didn't watch the
particularly like
replay.
him. Was
You
I
didn't
didn't
watch
like.
the replay.
I don't. Well, no, I did watch the replay. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This.
Anthony.
I watched this.
Anthony.
Andy.
I'm going to put a
Andy.
poll up on Twitter
Andy.
if you don't tell the truth.
Andy, I watched
No,
this
no, you
replay for that reason.
Couldn't have watched this replay if you didn't put this horse top.
I
one, two,
watched
three,
this replay. I think he's a little bit of a head case, and he's going to be a little bit of a runoff again. But if he breaks and he's in front, I don't want people to start thinking that there's no.
It's me, right?
There's no way he should be on the lead because this horse looked like he really wants, but he has to break. He's got to break.
I like the 7. Anthony doesn't. I could use horses. I mean, they got Brad Cox, the one who's got the pedigree in this race, is the one on the outside, Eddie the Great. Freudy Am's a very good horse, and while she did some of her better running the turf, she actually could run in the dirt. It's an interesting pedigree. He's got a Munnings in this horse, so this horse is probably better in the turf. But the fact that Brad's trying her on the turf, or him on the dirt first time, probably a good sign. So I know you win a lot of firsters here. That horse is dangerous.
Yeah,
that
I got the
first-time
horse.
starter.
We both have the horse.
I'm going to use that horse as well, but we disagree on Brady's Legacy. Race number 10. $200,000. I don't know why everybody why all these horses stabled here are running at Monmouth, a stake on the turf today. They're so afraid of Pocket Square. Well, look at her last race.
No offense to Pocket Square, but
No, I'll give some offense to Pocket Square. She's not that good. I don't think that Chad Brown would have a problem with that. I think that Chad Brown's probably thinking she's been a disappointment. She's a heavy favorite to win this race, but one of the reasons to win it is because Vigilante's Way is running at Monmouth, who would have been clearly a major threat to her in this race. A major threat to her in this race.
Off their last 2 races, Vigilante's Way would have had to been favored here, no?
It would have been close.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. How much did she beat Vigilante's Way for when she was fifth in the Diana?
No.
I mean, I mean, she beat nobody. When you're 15 cents the dollar to turf route, means it's a public workout. How many times do horses pay under 280 in
Never.
turf races? I mean, in turf
In
routes.
turf races especially,
Turf
never.
routes. Like, never.
Never.
So, I mean, she's probably going to win. And the other reason she's probably going to win is there's no pace. Well, what if Vigilante's Way was in here as a speed horse?
Gone.
She'd be gone in this race. She'd be going any speed pace she wanted
Who's the
to go.
pace? I mean, they put Made in Italy on the lead?
No, Stand for the Flag's the only other one who has any potential for speed. Otherwise, Pocket Square is going to just waltz to the front end. And it's over. I mean, the second best horse in here is Miss Teheran. We'll show her win at Monmouth last time, losing to Vigilante's Way.
And talk about
she's clearly a second best, and she can win. She can win this race.
Talk about being affected by a lack of pace, huh?
I agree.
Yeah, you know.
I agree. But she overcame no pace, 2 back.
She did. She did.
There was kind of a runoff leader in that race, though,
that was
so maybe it sort of helped her.
Bacchanalia, right?
No. I don't think so. No, Bacchanalia in a mile. No, she ran another race. She's
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
well,
I mean,
she's- yeah.
Counterparty Risk is third in this race. She's okay. I mean, I don't know what Pocket Square's probably going to win this race because of the dynamics, and she probably is the best horse in here. But I'm sorry,
Not
I don't
somebody to run
understand
from. Not
what
somebody
people
to
are
run
so
from.
scared of this
Not
horse
somebody
for.
to run from.
I mean, it's not Lady Eli.
Not-
She's not my sister, Sister Charlie. I mean, this is like, she's I'm not sure she's my sister Nat. I mean, I don't understand why everybody's so
Very
afraid of her.
strange.
Right?
Very strange. Very strange. And when listen, off of her first race, you and I both loved her in the just.
No, I didn't pick her in just a game. I don't
I
think.
mean, I loved her in the just a game. You liked her, but
No, I thought
mean,
she could win.
You're not running away. I mean, why are you running away from Pocket Square? I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I mean, the field she beat. I mean, she beat Toon that day at Keeneland.
You don't got to tell me, man.
I don't.
I don't
I mean,
get
I
it.
understand. I mean, what's the old Jerkins comment, right? You never skip a race. Was it Jerkins that said that?
Yeah.
To win one horse. This horse is scaring horses away.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep.
Crazy. I don't get it. I
Crazy
really
is the
don't.
right word.
I really think it's crazy. She'll probably win, but it's because nobody wants to challenge her. It's really easy to win races when nobody challenges you, and it just seems like nobody wants to run against her. What is so scary about her? Race number 11 is off the turf. Sorry, our friend Adam with You Should Be Dancing, who stays in. You've got Live in 5.
Yep. First.
Didn't I send a 4th horse?
So did
Oh,
I.
I did. Oh, the 7 scratched?
Oh, that's new.
Oh, okay.
That's fresh.
7 scratched? That had to be a vet scratch, or something must have happened.
I don't know.
That horse is a huge player in this race.
Yeah, no question.
My gosh. Something must have gone wrong for that horse.
You can put it in 11 at the end for me.
You can put a whatever you want for me. I don't know, like a Steppenhawk. By the way, Steppenhawk's not impossible in this race. Steppenhawk's a big chance. You got him second.
I'm stepping off 50 to 1 in here. First time
Well,
races.
turf. Turf.
Right. Oh, right. Well,
Turf.
Right.
The odds, the morning. Anthony,
Still going to be 20.
That morning line is based on
I
turf.
forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot. I just looked up. I forgot, Anthony.
Apologize to David.
Sorry,
Seriously.
David.
Okay, I feel better now. What time is it? You got to hurry a little bit. Sorry, because we have the show at 12:30.
I'm going to use the outside 4 because even with our friend Adam's horse, You Should Be Dancing. It's first time Rudy and
One thing I'll say, do we have a? Oh, we'll hang on with the video for a second. With Live in 5, I think you're sort of. Sandy Goldfarb is one of those sharp claiming owners. This horse's first race, that was a terrible field.
awful field.
I mean, that was a hideous field.
It was 7/8 though.
4-year-old first-time starter though.
So
man.
it was a 7. It
So
was
what?
7/8.
So what? I like Vivizano. We'll take a look at Vivizano losing a race she never should have lost. 2 races back, her last dirt race. But she's not a router. She's a sprinter. I mean, Phil Gleaves retired. We wish Phil the best in his retirement.
Yes, we
Bob
do.
Dunham takes this over. Phil's father-in-law, Bob Dunham.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a time when this horse would be about 2 to 5 in this race. Now that expiration day may have passed on that, but at least she showed she can still run in this race. I like Vivizano in here. I liked her on turf. I love her on the dirt.
Okay. I'll be using her.
It's the third member of the team, by the way, sitting on the. No, not
I got
fourth. I'm sorry.
All right.
All right. Do
Anything
you have
else?
any PA Derby cotillion?
I like Speaker's Corner as
Oh,
a
it's
horse,
Belmont.
but how are you going to take 4 to 1?
4 to 1, 3 to 1. I'll be surprised that horse. I think that horse could be second choice.
Nah, Midnight Bourbon will be second choice.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's close though, isn't it? It's close.
Yeah, it's
You'd be
close.
shocked if it's not.
No, I wouldn't be.
You know,
well, that's what I mean.
what
You
horse
can't
I'm
bet
interested
him.
to see? Listen, first of all, I love Hot Rod Charlie.
I know you
I
do.
hope Hot Rod Charlie wins there. I'm a big Hot Rod Charlie fan. He's won me over. I'm a huge fan. I'm interested in seeing what American Revolution, New York bred, does in that race.
He got stuck outside.
So what? It's
At
an
least
eight-horse field.
at least he decided to run.
He's got post 8. It's
Yeah.
post 9. You don't want to run out of. It's post 8 is fine. What's the difference? Has no speed. He's going to drop back in the turn.
Yeah,
and,
that's true.
You know, a lot of times Parks don't want to be inside. So I don't understand the big problem. I'm not saying that'll be the case today. I'm just saying sometimes. I'll tell you one thing about that horse. He runs like a horse that wants a lot of distance. I mean, that horse was just running away
just
from at the
rolls,
end
yeah.
of
Yes, he does.
the Albany because he wasn't really moving that, and he just took off on that.
It's like it takes him a little time to get going when he
that's
does.
a good horse.
Yeah, it's a nice horse.
I mean, he's a really good horse.
He's a nice horse. He was behind.
And I'm not saying I think he can win this race. I mean, he can win. I'm not saying he will, but I think American Revolution is going to. I'm interested to see what he does in there.
He was the horse that was fourth to Mandaloon, right? First time out.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, with trouble.
Yeah,
with
with
trouble
trouble.
in that
Yep.
race. The Cotillion. Cotillion's a funny race because Always Karina now is completely loose.
Completely.
I don't trust her. And, you know, I'm rooting for Chad to do well in the race, but I don't trust that horse.
Yeah.
I don't.
It might be Clariere's time.
Yeah.
That's the
I
kind
will
of
say-
that's the kind of place that's going to be conducive to her.
Well, I didn't say something.
Unless Always Karina. You see, if Always Karina gets loose on him, and loose,
Well, she is loose.
why can't she just keep
Well,
going?
I think Maracuja's going to run better. I think she spent too long on the rail last time out.
Okay.
I will say with Clariere, you know I'm a Clariere fan. I picked her on top in the
I know.
Alabama. I've always liked her, and I think she's proven that to be true. And she was best in the Mother Goose. I know that maybe Always Karina led everybody in the race, but she had trouble in there. She had a very good trip in the Alabama to get second, and I don't think she really ran a better race than Army Wife. Why can't Army Wife win?
Army
that
Wife's
race?
going to win too. So an interesting. The Cotillion.
Yeah, it's a fun
They're
race.
both interesting races because you have the two established horses, and then you have Speaker's Corner, and then those fillies. I mean, with Malathat not there, I mean they kind of as well as
That's like a,
Klarovich, the filly
Well,
that was
she's
second
out
in the
for the
Oaks.
year.
No, I understand that,
Certain
but with them not in there, it's a more bettable. It's a better betting race.
well, I don't think search results will be a short price in this race.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
Anyhow, you need to head over to Naira Bets. NairaBets.com. If you're not a member, use the promo code MATCH200. Sign up for Naira Bets. Become a member. Keep the money in the game. There's nothing more important than keeping the money in the game, keeping the game moving forward. 100 with Parks and Belmont. $20 bonus. Opt in. Play through Naira Bets and opt in. And finally, America's Day at the Races. Churchill. Belmont, Churchill, Parks. A plethora of racing opportunities.
You went to a very low voice just now. It was
an
interesting.
emotional moment. All right, we're done.
See you tomorrow.
We will be back, though. Same bat time, same bat channel. Is Johnny I doing the replay?
He is.
Good news. Johnny I is up in the booth. He's doing a replay.
This guy don't stop, man. Does not stop.
Anyhow, have a wonderful day. It's a beautiful day at Belmont. Wherever you are, we hope you're having a wonderful day, and we'll see you here or we'll see you on America's Day at the Races.